it's just so incredible that in the modern lives we live in 2023, this is happening. Can you believe it? But we feel it daily and we need them back. We miss them so much.
Efrat Machikawa, thank you so much for joining me today all the way from Israel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's important we keep this critical story up in the news.
Well, I want to start with Efrat. It must be such a bittersweet time for you having some of your family members returned as hostages on Friday. Can you walk me through that moment when you first saw your beloved aunt?
Sure. It is such a special moment that's so hard to actually forecast of what's going to happen. I walked into the room and there she sat, and she actually stood up when I went to hug her. And then I just couldn't hold myself. My tears just came down, and she said, it's okay, you can cry. And she was comforting me actually. And she said, it's tears of joy. And it was tears of joy, but it's so hard for us to actually grasp the idea that she was kidnapped and she's back, and there are still so many people, among them my uncle Gadi Moses, who is still missing, together with other kids and women and men. And this moment of joy, where it wasn't pure joy, is very heartbreaking, actually. We should be celebrating, but we can't. We can't really be celebrating. And this is why I'm here today. It's wonderful to know we have those grateful moments, because it gives us hope. But we do have to remember that we do not have any proof of life of nobody. And there are about 180 more people, innocent Israelis, who were abducted from their bedrooms and houses, not to talk about all the rest of the terrible things that happened. They were taken, kidnapped, and they're being held down in tunnels. No one knows where they are, who's there with them, no proof of life, and most importantly, no proof of actual medical care. And you know that one of the hostages just came, and she is in critical condition at the hospital. And all those chronically ill, how long can they survive? How come there isn't any institution, any global institution such as the UN or the Red Cross or who knows what, to go and make sure they are alive and they receive the basic needs of medication and nutrition?
Well,
It's
Efrat,
just outrageous.
on that note, I want to ask you, because your aunt is 79 years old and she was abducted in that first raid of her kibbutz, and she's chronically ill. How did she go without that proper care that she usually has when she was held captive?
Well, I think for some, they had some treatment. My aunt, I think, was one of the luckiest, but it's really just luck. And she survived. She is so strong and she's so impressive. It's amazing to see her, and we know that she took care of others. People are fading away from life because they are in critical condition, and we have no proof of where they are and how they're being treated. And we know there is a lack of treatment. We really need to do the best we can to make sure we have a proof of life, to make sure they get proper medication, and then the release of all innocent people.
Efrat, sorry, just to go back on her experience in captivity.
Yes.
Did your aunt talk you through the kind of environment she was held in for, that near 50 days that she was held captive? Did she walk you through the kind of things that she saw?
Yeah, she does. she does. Most of the things are very private, and we
Mm.
keep it for now, at least with us. But she's very bright and she's very sharp. So she remembers and she shares. But that's something very, very private. But I can tell you that it will take time for her to come back, to understand exactly what is the scale of the catastrophe that happened around her, and not only to her and to those that were there, those that she happened to see, or those that shared the space with her. It's a very delicate situation, and thinking of the family that will now cater her, you know, we need to be so sensitive to what she needs.
Yeah.
It takes time, and we never thought that we will need to deal with a hostage situation and to learn. It is still unreal. 2 months that feel like one long day,
I mean, it's traumatic
a
for
long
not just
nightmare, a
those who've
long
been
nightmare.
captive, it's traumatic for the whole family. And while you have had some positive news, you've had your aunt and some of your other members being brought back out of captivity, as you said before, your uncle is still being held hostage. Have you spoken to him at all?
Nothing, no proof of life. We have no idea. Can you imagine losing your beloved ones in a monstrous attack and not knowing anything? Nothing. And he is such a wonderful, special man. And I think I shared that before. He was working as an agronomist all over the world, saving other people's life, knowing he is now down in a dark tunnel in danger. And he is sick as well. I mean, he's almost 80 and he's chronically ill as well. And I can't explain enough what it means to worry for 2 months, not sleeping and worrying. It's a dark, dark, long day. We really need to do everything we can with the help of the global community to bring them back. This is so injustice. It's just,
Efrat, you
it's just
mentioned
incredible. It's still going on.
Efrat, for nearly 50 days, you had family members who were stuck, held hostage in such a inhumane way by a terrorist organisation. When I say those words to you, how does that make you feel?
Unreal. I tell you the truth. I wake up in the morning. Well, I wake up 5 times during nighttime, but every morning I wake up and I tell myself, is this for real? Is this for real? And talking about it or talking to you, I wish we were talking on a different opportunity, you know, something cultural or something educational of my expertise, but not about a terrorist attack and monsters taking away my beloved ones, hurting the community of New Oz and other communities, hurting all those people in the Peace Festival, taking all those 240 innocent lives. I still talk about it and find it hard to believe it's our reality. But since it is, we do everything we can so the world will know, and the world, together with our government, will do their utmost to bring them all back alive.
You and I have spoken about pro-Palestinian protesters ripping down posters of missing people and missing loved ones of yours. Is that anger and that betrayal by human beings even more so heightened now that you've seen your family witness such trauma, now that you've seen your aunt come home and she's visibly shaken by what she's been through?
You know, this story isn't about our anger. It's about the shock of this humane hell that human beings, kind and innocent beings, can get into, being so innocent and shouldn't have experienced. It's just so incredible that in the modern lives we live in 2023, this is happening. Can you believe it? I still struggle. I still struggle to believe, and I know that we're missing them. But it's just beyond, it's a concept so hard to understand. But we feel it daily, and we need them back. We miss them so much. We miss them so much, and we're very worried about their health. It's the life fading away from us, and we can't do anything about it. So we need the help of governments, of institutions, of public opinion. We need a proof of life medication and bringing them all back home.
Efrat Machikawa, thank you so much for joining me today, all the way from Israel, and sharing your story. You've had highs and lows and everything in between, and I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me.
Thank you so much, and let's hang on to cherishing life and hope for the best.